Right, hello. I'm just going to wait and just see if anybody does pop on in the meantime. I wasn't going to do another live stream this week or this weekend, anyways. I did one yesterday. I'm very happy indeed by how well received that video was, or that stream was once it finished, and also for the individuals that joined me in the chat as well. Very happy because that's got some good numbers. It's probably the best viewed thing since we've come back. So yeah, very happy, very happy and privileged that we seem to be getting a bit more, getting some regular viewers and maybe some people outside of that back to the channel, because obviously this is G5 News, and I know a lot of people will be actively searching within the fan base for new news, and I know a lot of other people have been discussing the same stuff that I've already discussed in yesterday's stream. Now, I have invited on my co-host Sam for this one. I've no idea if he's free. I've not heard anything back from him, so if he doesn't want to come on tonight, then that's all good with me. It's fine. But the invitation is there indeed. So, because obviously I did one yesterday, and Sam was at work yesterday, so he was unable to actually really. Oh no, he's at work today. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So yeah, he was at work today, so he might. I think he was planning on doing a video tonight, anyways. But if he's not available, then no problem whatsoever. But if he wants to come on, he can pop me a message and I will bring him on and we can discuss it between us as well. If not, this one is just an additional stream. Again, I'm not expecting anybody to join me because I didn't plan on doing this. And this is a lot later than we ever do a live stream. It is currently 9:30 in the evening. When we do live streams, we usually go around about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the evening, in the UK time. So, anyways, there's a couple of more articles I want to go over. I was going to do this as a regular video upload instead of a live stream, but it's going to be a bit of a messing about to get it all to work. Because I edit a lot of the videos via my phone now. So in order to kind of try to get what I want over with a phone, it's not necessarily as simple as it would be to do it as a stream. Because like I said in yesterday's stream, I can just do it all in real time. I can just bring it all up for you. Also, what I'm going to do with this one, because I noticed watching back the stream I did last night, I noticed that I don't know why it did this, but I didn't realise I was on camera the whole time while I was reading the articles. So I didn't realise. But what I'm going to do for this one is when I'm reading the articles, I'm going to take me completely out of it, so you get the full view of that window of the article. That kind of ticked me off a little bit because the way that I'd the way that it was and everything, the layout and everything, it made it a bit harder for people to read the text. So I'm gonna make sure I have the right setting up. And anyway, so let's get on with this, shall we? I'm purposely waiting around just in case we maybe get a viewer, and also I'm going to keep an eye because being on doing a live stream at this time of night, I'm liable to get some idiots in the chat. Liable to get some people that are not associated with the fan base or the channel in the chat. Idiots. So I'm going to definitely be keeping an eye on that. So then, let's get Equestria Daily up. And let's talk about some more articles that have been announced within the last... Some of these came out in the early hours, or maybe in the evening when you're talking about America. But yeah, here in the UK, a lot of this information started coming out in the evening. So there's actually been about another 2 or 3 articles that have happened within the last within the last 6 hours or so, I'd say there's been a lot more activity and announcements. So this is annoying. Right. Okay then. So there's also a comic book strip as well. I completely forgot about the comic book yet in yesterday's stream. I actually noticed that yesterday and I completely forgot about it. So there's also a comic book coming out for G5, and I'm going to give that a mention in this stream as well. Make sure all bases are covered. So let's get to the first stream I want to talk about. Where are you? There's that one. I think there's one that came out a bit later. There's that one. So this article, let me get you so you can see it. Share my screen. That's better. So I've got it selected properly now. So this is the article that came out shortly after the toys. So I covered an article yesterday talking about the toys for G5, and this is the article that came literally just after that one, by Sophisto. Now let's get rid of these adverts. That's better. So it announced in this one. It announced the first voice actress to play Izzy. But this one is just showing off more artwork style for the Tell Your Tale and Make Your Mark. Basically the Tell Your Tale YouTube series. So this is just additional artwork. So, as the title says, it says more images from the My Little Pony G5 Tell Your Tale and Make Your Mark. Anna Sani to voice Izzy. So that's what that says. So let's expand this a little bit more so we can get a proper look. So it says here, it is so nice to finally have stuff to post again. We've got 2 new images from both G5 Tell Your Tale series and Make Your Mark, showing off more of the art style we can expect for the 2D series, more evidence that the quality bar isn't dropping much at all for the 3D side of things. And joining that, Anna Sani, the voice behind a ton of different shows, including Sugar Snap on Pony Life, has confirmed via Twitter that she will be voicing Izzy Moonbow in these projects. Many speculated for a while that the original voice cast would be replaced, just due to how expensive they would have been to keep on. So it will be interesting to see what kind of talent get for the new stuff. So that's interesting. I'm going to kind of weigh in my thoughts on replacing the cast. I mean, I don't actually know who the hell Anna Sani is. I'm pretty tuned on by people, voice actors basically. I know quite a lot of voice actors because I enjoy a lot of animation, and I've followed a lot of voice actors and voice actresses ever since I was a kid, with a lot of the shows that I watched right up to now, such as Tara Strong, etc. So I know a lot of their background. But Anna Sani, obviously, I never watched Pony Life that much, so I'm not really familiar with how good she was in that show. And I know a lot of fans wasn't very happy with Pony Life. So here's the new images then. So this is a new image of the art style for Tell Your Tale. Also, I'm going to talk about my thoughts a little bit deeper in regards to the art style, because I kind of agree. I had a comment yesterday. Hey, hello, Nico. Sorry, I just literally just seen you, my friend. Let me just get you on. Nico, I saw the recast coming from a mile away, so I'm not surprised. No, I'm not surprised either. I'm not surprised either that they've recast them. But yeah, I would have liked. It would have been nice if they would have at least tried to keep a couple of the voice casts left. I mean, I could understand that they had Vanessa Hudgens, Phil Lamar. They had a lot of big names. Of course, they got big names because it was a movie. Originally, it was originally gonna be a theatrical movie release. So they got these big names because originally it was gonna go to cinemas, but because of the pandemic, because of the whole situation we was all in, they decided Netflix actually bought the streaming rights to the My Little Ponies thing, so they got the rights in order to get the movie and the series for Netflix only, and and it will be available for everybody that has Netflix in their countries and territories. So yeah, so they got these big names because originally it was going to be a theatrical movie. So it does make perfect sense to get some names that people will be familiar with, especially Vanessa Hudgens, because she is she's known for High School Musical, and she's done a lot of interesting stuff that people would be nostalgic about even now. And then Kimiko Glenn, I'm not as massively familiar with her, and a couple of the other voice actresses that did Pip and Zip, for instance, I wasn't really sure about her. About those two, I didn't really know about them. I know one of them is meant to be a YouTuber. I can't remember if it's the last who plays Zip. I think she was a YouTuber, does like voice acting, and she kind of got noticed through YouTube. But Kimiko Glenn, I really loved Kimiko Glenn's performance as Izzy, and Izzy quickly became, before the movie even came out, I was drawn to her design, and she actively has become my favorite character for G5. And when I watched the movie, I just fell in love with her as a character, and I thought Kimiko Glenn did a great job playing that character, embodying that character. Nico again. But then again, it is kind of weird how they didn't bring Kimiko Glenn back for Izzy. I mean, Kimiko's done a lot of TV shows before, like Centre World, and she's not that expensive. Yeah, I completely agree with you there, Nico. It would have been nice if they could have at least got Kimiko Glenn back, but who knows? I mean, a lot of this cast, I haven't even got onto the new cast choices yet. I'm currently just kind of working through. Yeah, so bear with me a moment. So I'm going to kind of get to the voice cast in a moment. But yeah, I would have liked Kimiko Glenn back, but who knows? Maybe this cast is good. Maybe they've got the ability to kind of sound similar to the cast they got for the film. Who knows? So let's get back to what I was trying to do. So right, so this is the Tell Your Tale one I was talking about. So My Little Pony, this is the artwork style. I will get onto that in a moment in regards to that. So that's one image. I've already read all the text. So this is the other bit of artwork, the Make Your Mark, which is obviously brilliant to see that they're keeping the 3D art style for the movie, for this series. Yeah, very nice. I do like it. Let's move that on then to the next article, because I don't want to get too pulled away from the stuff I want to kind of cover in this video, or this stream, should I say. So here we go. This is now the voice cast, which I was going to get to. Full voice cast revealed for the My Little Pony Make Your Mark and Tell Your Tale. So now this is what we've just been talking about with Nico. So thank you, Nico, for bringing this up. So it says, we have all the cast members revealed now for the 2 upcoming My Little Pony series releases. Both Make Your Mark and Tell Your Tale will have different voice work of the main 5. So for the main 5, Sunny is going to be voiced by Jenna Warren. Pip Petals is going to be voiced by AJ Bridal. Zip is going to be voiced by Matreyi Ramakeshmanan. I apologise if I butchered that. Izzy's going to be voiced by Anna Sani, as I just mentioned in the previous one, and Hitch is going to be voiced by JJ Jaber. I have absolutely goddamn no idea who any of these are. I do not know any of these people. Except for obviously Anna Sani, she has done previous voice work on Pony Life apparently. So I don't know any of these at all. So all I can think of is I don't know. I really can't say anything about their past works, how good they are as actors. But yeah, so I noticed that through Instagram last night, as it says here, all these people have announced on their Instagram socials and social media accounts that they are officially voicing up in My Little Pony. So it has all gone completely official. So this is the new cast for both series. What is next? Yes, the comic book. So let me get back to Nico again. I really hope these new guys are good. Yeah, so do I. I really hope the voice cast are good. I mean, I'm hoping that they can embody similar kind of energy that the movie cast did. I mean, we're talking about Netflix here. This is, even though they're in partnership with E1 and Netflix and Hasbro, I know they're in partnership with those two as well. Because the E1 are the people that are kind of producing it anyway. But Netflix have the money. Netflix have the money to get big names involved in everything that they do. I mean, they're getting people like Ryan Reynolds and Dwayne Johnson and people like that to be in a lot of their original movies, and they're getting some big names to in their movies, their live action stuff, and even their animations in the past have had some big voice acting talent involved. And I understand Phil Lamar, he is an A-list voice actor, and he was in the movie. So Phil Lamar, he would be the most expensive choice out of the entire cast. I can tell you that now, because he is an A-list voice actor. He is like up there with like Frank Welker and Tara Strong, and he's right up there with the best. Because obviously he has got such a he's got such a history of great shows behind him, such as Futurama, and he's in Futurama, Samurai Jack, so many great shows, and also he's voiced characters in Family Guy and so many different stuff. So yeah, I'm hoping this new cast is good. I really am, because I'm a little bit concerned that, because of how they kind of did things with Transformers, and now I'm going off ponies for a second, but Transformers, when Netflix did the Kingdom series, they messed up royally when it came to the voice cast. Even though there was some good actors a part of the cast for that show, the voice directory was piss poor, and also they went for non-union actors rather than union actors, and there's a big difference. Obviously, union actors, you get people like Frank Welker, Peter Cullen, so on and so forth. They are union actors. If non-union actors, obviously, they don't have to pay them the big money. and that's where Netflix kind of messed up. Give me a second. So yeah, so that's, they get the big. They were able to, when they go non-union, it means that Netflix can kind of save a bit of money when it comes to the voice side of it. But with doing that, you kind of don't get the quality of performance. I'm not saying, because, like I said, there were some good names a part of that cast for the Transformers Kingdom series, but I'm just hoping that Hasbro, or Netflix, should I say, he says it is a Netflix series. I'm hoping that Netflix haven't done that again with these pony series. I'm hoping that they've chosen good actresses, whatever, to replace the movie cast, and they are competent enough and they are good enough and they can embody the characters and have got a similar energy to the cast from the movie. I'm really hoping that they kind of haven't messed it up. I know it seems a lot of fans aren't very happy with the new 2D series for YouTube. I know you, Nico, you said about it yourself. I know you said yourself, Nico, about that. So yeah, but anyway, so let's move on. I want to talk about this new comic book. So we are getting a new comic book series from IDW. So I don't know how long this is. Well, actually, I don't know what the license is like for. Obviously, the license for My Little Pony with IDW must be in pretty good standard. Why I'm saying that is that IDW, the Transformers comic books, again another Hasbro property, they are finished, I think now. I believe this year, 2022, 2022, IDW lose the contract for the Transformers comic books. So I'm interested whether IDW and My Little Pony, I'm wondering if they've still got a little bit more time with each other, because obviously as of this year they are starting a whole new comic book series based on the new G5. But I am actually very happy. I mean, look, this art style, look. The comic book art style, why didn't they go for something like this quality for the mini-series with YouTube? I mean, I would have been much more satisfied of a quality like this over what we've got. Definitely so. Well, let's have a look at this, shall we? More closer look. Very, very nice art cover. Very, very nice indeed. You've got a nice silhouette there of Sunny with her new powers when the magic came back. Very nice. So we've got the first look at cover A and B for issue 1. So we announced a few days ago that the My Little Pony New Generation IDW's future focus for the comics, and that includes 2 art pieces. We can now confirm that those were indeed the covers, as we have them in their full forms now, as seen above and below. Consider that your minor news for the day after a flood of craziness yesterday. Yeah, you're not telling me. Jesus, there was a hell of a lot of announcement yesterday. But yeah, so we've already looked at this one. This is cover B. I like this one. Completely different art style. I'm kind of thinking this is more like Imalu. I don't think it is, but I'm kind of getting a bit of a. I'm kind of getting an Imalu kind of, more of a cartoony, like pastel colors, more like a pastel kind of look, but still cute. You've got baby Sunny there with a dad. So it's going to be interesting what this comic book is going to follow. Whether it's going to be like the comic book for G4, sorry, for Friendship is Magic, where obviously the comic book was kind of its own thing. It wasn't completely canon to the series, even though later on, up to the point of Friendship is Magic finishing, they did start to bring in some elements from the comic books. So some elements that was in the comic book version of for the show, they kind of brought in some. They brought in some elements later on into the cartoon as well from the comic books. So whether this is going to be a separate thing, I don't know yet. But yeah, thought to at least bring these in. Very nice. Oops. Let's just see then. Oh, there's also this. This bit of news. So this is again Tell Your Tale. So sorry everybody, because obviously this is more horrible artwork for the YouTube series, but again it's news, so it's my job to kind of bring you the news, people. And even though I'm not very happy, I don't like the art style. Jesus Christ, no. But anyway, so let's see what this is about. So it says here another shot of the new G5. So just got a new shot released as well. So more slightly minor news has arrived for the new G5 Tell Your Tale YouTube series. We've got a banner uploaded to one of the writers' websites along with their own description of it. So it's debuting hot on the hooves of the immensely successful My Little Pony: A New Generation film on Netflix, which debuted at #1. Right, we've got that, fine. My Little Pony Tell Your Tale will launch April 7th with a new 5-minute episode released each week. So Tell Your Tale is only going to be 5 minutes duration length then. So it is going to be, like I said yesterday's stream, there will probably be between 5 to 10 minute episodes, like Pony Life was. The series introduces My Little Pony's beloved next generation characters in a brightly 2D animated style and features upbeat comedic stories that kids of all ages can enjoy. The Slice of Life series will showcase new sides of the main five and expand their universe in exciting new directions. My Little Pony aims to inspire everyone to explore, express, and celebrate what makes them unique. Just as everyone has its special spark and cutie mark, every child has the opportunity to make their mark and celebrate their true colours. So, yeah, that's what it says. And I think that's everything caught up with. So, Nico, let's get back in. So, I guess the YouTube cartoon is going to be like Pony Life 2.0 with a heavy focus on comedy and slice of life, while the real show is going to be a lot more action-packed and maybe even darker. Well, yeah, from what I've just shown you there, Nico, in that depiction, I think it is going to be like the 2.0 of Pony Life for the new generation. This version, the YouTube miniseries, like I said, the episodes are going to be between 5 to 10 minutes each, and they're coming out every week. So they're not going to be massively story driven. You can't get much development out of 5 minutes. So these are going out of 5 or 10 minutes. You can't really get much development out of there. So I don't think this is going to be very story driven. I think this is just going to be wacky adventures with the characters, kind of like Pony Life, where it was a little bit more free spirited, and it wasn't as serious. And of course, this is going to be for preschool year old kids. So obviously, the Tell Your Tale series is going to be mostly directed not at us, the main fans. I think it's just going to be mostly just to sell toys. I think they're just going to use it as a marketing thing to sell a new range of toys for Hasbro, and it's just going to be something like Pony Life, like you just said there. So, but yeah, I'm not happy. I don't like the art style for. I don't like the art style for it at all. Like I said in yesterday's live stream, I am quite open-minded when it comes to things, but I understand that obviously the art style is very simplified, and of course the quality and the amount of money wouldn't have really been there for it because of what it is. With this new Pony Life, with this kind of Pony Life 2.0, as you put it there, Nico, of course, it's not going to be as serious or story driven as what we've already what as the main series itself. And of course, you mentioned as well, I think it was you, Nico, or was it somebody else? Somebody mentioned, commented on yesterday's stream that basically that the series is only going to be 8 minutes long, the Netflix series. Now, I'm a little bit concerned about that. Because it was originally going to be a 26 episode series. It might still be 26 episodes, but I think they might maybe release them so many at a time, because it seems to be a trend that I don't like. There's a trend with animation at the moment with Netflix and Amazon Prime and all these other services where they only produce maybe, if anything, max of 10 episodes a season. And I'm like, come on. I understand there's this thing now that people lose interest very quickly in this day and age. But come on, people. If it's a good series, if the characters are good enough and it is well developed, then people are going to be glued to it. People are going to watch an entire series that are more than 10 episodes or more than 8 episodes or what have you. So apparently the series one's are going to be a small series of a few episodes, about 6 episodes. Now, I'm not very happy about that if that is true, because all the other My Little Pony series were at least 25 to 26 episodes each, except for season 3. Season 3 was about 13, I think, was it 13 episodes for season 3? I can't remember, but yeah, season 3 was the shortest for Finn. And I wasn't really happy with, I'm not really happy with this idea, though. Sam's come back to me, so let's get Sam on. So I might be getting Sam on. So I think we've lost our viewers anyways, but it doesn't really matter. This will be viewed as a video later anyways. But this is our job. No, it's not our job, really. We have actual jobs. But what I mean is we are doing what we are supposed to do on this channel. Any new information comes out, we talk about it. Now, I know for some reason, because obviously we've been a bit distant with the channel, some people have been very distant and they don't acknowledge as much. But end of the day, I'm here. We are here. My co-host Sam hopefully will be coming on now, and we can have a bit of a discussion about it for half an hour or so, or an hour. And if anybody wants to pop in the meantime, that's all good with me. Like Nico there. Thank you very much, to you, Nico. So I'm going to just give it a couple of minutes for Sam to come on, and then I have no idea if Sam's read everything. Knowing Sam, he probably is up to date on everything. Let's see if he does come on. I have sent him the link anyway, so if he wants to come on, he can. Let's give it a few more minutes. So yeah, yeah. But yeah, I just thought to kind of just cover some more articles and to cover the comic book. So, I mean, I am a little bit concerned in regards to how long the season one's going to be. That apparently it's only going to be about 6 episodes. Part of me's thinking that they might do it in stages, because Netflix did kind of do things like this before, where they kind of released so many episodes, and then the rest of the episodes they brought out, but they say season 1, season 2, but yet they're just continuation straight after they kind of like bring them out in small portions. But unless season 1 is more or less kind of to see if people like what they're doing, more like a pilot kind of series. So if people like what they're doing and the demand out there is that they want more episodes, then maybe season 2 might have more episodes. Who knows? But we'll see. But something tells me that these specials, we're going to get quite a lot of specials. And I've got a feeling that the specials will probably be kind of like of their extended episodes, obviously. So I've got a feeling the specials are going to help to kind of forward on the series a little bit. So we're going to have the possibly 25 to 30 minute episodes for the season stuff. And then the specials probably might kind of give us a little bit more in regards to character development and things. And maybe they might bring in villains, things like that. Who knows? Or they might kind of like delve into the world more in the specials than they would. I mean, I know some of the specials are going to be seasonals, because obviously, like I mentioned in like yesterday's stream, that there's going to be a Christmas special, and then there's obviously going to be the fair special that will come out just before the series, which is obviously the bridge gap one, which we all are aware of. So that's going to bridge the gap between the movie and the series. So I think some of the specials probably be something like a gap filler, and then some of them are going to be ones for like Valentine's Day, Christmas, which we've already had an announcement there's going to be a Christmas special anyway. So I think a lot of the specials will be seasonal related, like Halloween, for instance, and things like that. But I think some of them will be story driven and will have a proper reason to be done in regards to the story and development. Who knows? I don't know what's taking Sam. He did give me a thumbs up that he might want to come in, but he's not here yet. But yeah, if Sam doesn't want to come on, or he don't come on within the next 20 minutes, I'll pull him up, bring this to an end. But yeah, I just thought to do this one because I'm not going to be available over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, tomorrow and Sunday, should I say. I'm not going to be available, so I thought to try and get as much information out while I can, yesterday and now today, or tonight, so that the main core information that's been released within the last 24 hours, so 48 hours, has been spoken about on the channel, and it has been spoken about, and it's been put out there for you guys that follow us. So that's the whole point of me doing it today and yesterday. So it covers me. But if any more information does come out, I'll make sure to make more of these streams and maybe some videos to go alongside it. But I mean, I'm still happy. I'm still a little bit excited. I'm more interested in the series, the Netflix series, than the YouTube miniseries that they're doing. I'm more interested in the Netflix series because obviously it's going to be the same standard of animation for as the movie was. So I'm happy about that. But I am a little bit concerned that the episodes are only going to. It's not going to be very long episodes per season. By the looks of it, which I'm a little bit concerned about. Whether the quality is not going to be as good as the movie, but if they're putting a lot of emphasis on the animation, then I'm really hoping that they're taking some pride with it. Netflix, anyways. I mean, Netflix have been pretty good with their animation. Netflix are doing some great things with animation. I mean, I've just been watching a series that's just gone up here in the UK today, called The Cuphead Show. And The Cuphead Show, for me, I'm bloody enjoying it. I mean, the episodes are only 15-minute each, but the animation style is based on like classic Disney, like Steamboat Willie, that kind of animation style. Well, similar kind of, you know what I mean? It's like that kind of a period of style of animation. And I absolutely love that series. And the animation is beautiful, and the voice work is great. So I'm just like, I've been really impressed with a lot of animation that Netflix has brought out. Like their normal stuff, and also their Japanese stuff, their anime as well. I've been really, really impressed with their animation through Netflix. So I'm just hoping that with the standard and quality of the animation there, for the main Netflix series is going to be there, then I'm happy about that. Very happy about that. But I'm just hoping that the story and the development and the structure is going to be there as well. Whether it's going to still be very as good as the movie. But I've got a feeling that Hasbro have really underlined that the movie did really well, did very, very well. It was number one in a lot of countries for kids, for a kids movie, and it did really, really well for the Netflix. So I think Netflix and Hasbro will want the series, the main series that follows on from the movie. They will want the quality, and they will want it to be good. They will be developing it and hoping that it still engages the main fan base. But I mean, I'm not angry that they decided to make a Pony Life 2.0, if you will, like Nico said there. I'm not completely pissed off by it, because end of the day, it's there to serve a purpose. It's there to possibly just for a new toy line to sell toys, but it's also there to serve for the younger demographic, the preschool age kids. That's what that's for. The YouTube miniseries, that series is obviously meant for a completely different demographic, and then the main series is for us, the fans, and also for all slightly older kids. Because obviously it's going to have a bit more of a mature theme to it, and it's still going to have its comedic stuff in there, but it's just going to be but the main series is going to be more story driven, obviously, and it's going to have more different, it's going to have more layers to it, and it's going to have a little bit more that the other series won't, in regards to story and things of that nature, and obviously be a bit darker. Come on, Samuel, where are you? Are you coming on or not? Something tells me he isn't. Something tells me he's not coming on, but if it doesn't matter, if not, it's fine. It's just he was going to make a video tonight talking about stuff, and I thought, well, I want to talk about this information, So I thought I'd give an invitation to him as well tonight, but I've got a feeling he's not going to come on. If he was, he would have seen the link by now, but he hasn't even seen it. He hasn't even looked. So, but anyway, this is how it goes sometimes. This is why it's very difficult for us to get stuff out. Obviously, Sam would have been working tonight, and he's probably only been home a couple of hours. I just had his tea and everything, so he's probably relaxing a little bit after, or de-stressing after his job, after work. So he probably might not be in the mindset really to do anything tonight. So that's all well and good. We've all been there, haven't we, people? We've all been there, where we're just not in the mindset after we've been to school or college or whatever, or work, whatever. We just can't be asked. So that's probably what it is. Somebody's watching. Hello. So yeah, so that's basically what I just wanted to discuss tonight. So we've finally got the new cast reveal for the series, both series, and a new comic book series, and all this awesome stuff. And I'm very much looking forward to the future for MLP and G5. Very, very much looking forward to the future. But I'm just. I mean, I'm not, like I said, I'm still open-minded for all of it. It's just I don't like the art style that they're using, as I keep mentioning, the art style for the what's it called? I've forgotten the freaking name of it now. The YouTube series, sorry. Anyway, so the YouTube series for G5, whatever, I've got a feeling that's just obviously going to be what it is. It's just a more simplified kids version. So I don't have a problem with that per se. I just hope the quality in story and structure and development is going to be there for the main story, the main series, the Netflix series, that follows on from the movie. I'm just hoping that they've developed a good series that follows on, and I'm very much looking forward to see what the series does actually revolve around. I've no idea if they're going to introduce like enemies, bad guys, like they did with Friendship Magic, or if it's just going to be a quest to find out more about the magic, and maybe a bit more about their ancestry, with maybe looking more into Sunny looking more into her father's research. Because if you notice in the movie, Sunny's parents and everything, there was a lot of artifacts and a lot of things, research stuff in Sunny's house. So maybe the series might delve into that a little bit, which I'm very much hoping that happens. And I'm also kind of hoping that maybe they, like the rest of the characters, might have a bit of a moment to shine as well, or they might kind of discover more about this, kind of give us a look of what Equestria looks like now in their time, because obviously there's been a big time gap between Friendship is Magic finishing and A New Generation, the movie, starting. So there's been a big gap between both, but with this new series and movie and Friendship is Magic. So I would be very much open to the idea of kind of them going on a big quest, and to kind of maybe kind of visit areas that would have been kind of like visit certain areas that we would recognize from Friendship is Magic, but kind of just to see what they're like now. Obviously, with there being so much time, maybe they've been built upon, maybe they're like big cityscapes or desolate areas. I don't know, because obviously the magic's been gone for a long time, and it finally returned in the movie, thanks to Sunny and her friends, kind of bringing back the magic. So I think the series is going to be more focused on Sunny understanding her new abilities, and all of her friends and everybody else kind of getting used to the magic returning. But then I'm hoping that it kind of then goes a bit more going on adventures, going outside of where they live. And I would like the element of maybe some bad ponies, bad characters, like you got in Friendship is Magic. But at the same time, I'm easy. with that. I mean, it would be nice to get like a 2.0 of what we got in Friendship is Magic with the enemies. But I got a feeling that a new generation, it's not really going to be focusing on the negative as much. I think it's going to just be more focused on maybe finding out a bit more about the past, if you know what I mean. Finding out about their ancestry, maybe finding out a bit more about their cutie marks and things of that nature. So I think it's going to be I think the series is going to be more focused around things of that nature, I think. Did that just come? No, I've already got that one. I thought that was a new comment, but it's not. Sorry about that. Anyway, 2 people watching now. Hello. I've absolutely no idea if my co-host Sam's coming on. I've got a feeling he isn't. Oh, he might be. He might be. He has seen he's active now, so maybe he might pop on. But if not, it's all good. Maybe that's who's watching. Maybe Sam's currently watching as I'm live. But that's all I wanted to cover today. So I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, see if Sam wants to pop in, if just kind of get his 5 cents on things. Because like I said, he was going to make a video tonight, or he was going to do something this weekend anyways, talking about it. So I thought, well, give him an invite and we can talk about it together. But we'll see. I'll give him another 10 minutes and see what he wants to do. So, 2 people currently watching. So, whoever's watching, if you want to get involved in the comments, let me know what you think about this new information, because a lot of people have seen it. There's been a lot of other YouTube channels, people talking about this new information. A lot of speculation going around, like theories as well, which has been interesting. So, yeah. But, yeah. It's encouraging. Oh, Sam's here. Here's Samuel. Let's bring him in. Hey. How's it going?
Sorry for keeping you waiting. I haven't logged in here in a while, so I couldn't remember my password.
Oh, right. Okay. No worries. So, Sam, I assume you're aware of everything that's been announced on Equestria Daily within the last day?
I've read every article, so yes, I am well aware of what is coming our way, yes.
Okay, so anything in particular you'd like to discuss about?
I'm generally interested in the fact that this upcoming 45-minute special is going to use the exact same computer-generated CGI as the film. So I am assuming that this is a follow-on straight from the film. It's probably going to pick up more or less after the events of the film, and then act as a prelude, if you will, to the series, which is due to start in September. I generally think that this is going to be. It'll set everything up. It'll kind of give us an idea of what the story for the series will focus on. And I also think that hopefully it will give us a bit more insight, not only into the G5 universe, but also we will get to see, firstly, what the world is like now that magic has returned and all the 3 tribes are united. Also, maybe it'll give us some look into Sunny and how this alicorn power of hers works, because from what I've read, the writers of G5 have confirmed that it's something she has access to. It's not a permanent thing. She won't be alicorn Sunny all the time. It'll be something she can sort of access or activate when the time is needed. So she will still be an earth pony. She'll just have the ability to summon whatever this alicorn thing is, whether or not it's the power of friendship 2.0 or if it's something entirely different. Now, a few things I'm generally quite interested in is obviously we're going to have this these like G5 2D style animation 5-minute specials that are going to be on YouTube. I believe that's April, I believe. So that's going to be quite interesting. Whether or not that'll be a separate thing or link into the series, we don't know yet. Obviously, we know that the comics is going to be starting up soon. I'm actually quite interested in those. The first one literally being titled, I believe, like Journey to Canterlot. I think so. It's like they're going to Canterlot. Is in the comics, because I know the comics are very different from the series. The G4 comic was very different from the G4 series, so the G5 comic may well be very different. But if the main five are traveling to Canterlot, is it Canterlot as in, is it an abandoned city now? Is it Canterlot 2.0? Is it just a different Canterlot, or is it the same Canterlot but with just unicorns living there? Will this comic series act as a bridge and explain to everybody what happened to Celestia and Luna? Because there are so many questions that need answering. And to be fair, just to go back to this special, since its title is literally is Make Your Mark, I'm curious, is this possibly referencing the Cutie Mark Crusaders? Because again, Make Your Mark was pretty much their motto. So are we looking at perhaps diving into the G4 ponies a bit, maybe looking into the past in some way? Or is it a reference to Cutie Marks or a reference to something else? There is definitely something I would really hope we get to see is in the G5 series is the expansion of the world, answering questions like what happened to the main six, what happened to Twilight, what happened to the princesses, what happened to Canterlot, is it still there? There's so much stuff that I'd love to know. And I'm very quite excited. And unfortunately, I wanted to actually, I forgot there was something I wanted to review during a live stream, and I don't have it with me. But next time we do a live stream, I will do a review on the live stream. It's nothing special. It's just something I picked up off Amazon because it looked interesting. It's a G5 thing, so we'll show it off next time. But I do have a cookie, so yeah, I've got a cookie. So we're all good with a cookie.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm like in yesterday's stream. I don't know if you watched any of it at all, but when I was kind of reading through the articles and I came across that they are the main core series, the Netflix series, that is going to and the specials is going to still have the same 3D quality animation. And when I found that out, I thought that's good because I know me and you both wanted the same quality animation or wanted a very good 2D animation that maybe had some 3D elements in there, kind of like a mixture of two art styles. But I'm kind of happy that the quality for the main series is still going to be there. I'm also very interested, as you said, with Make Your Mark. It's maybe suggesting is Cutie Mark related. I'm not sure if it's going to be Cutie Mark Crusaders related, but they're probably kind of maybe looking into the magic more. It's going to be a series where the magic's finally come back. I think the answers to a lot of the questions, because obviously we've got the 45-minute special first, which is the bridge between the movie and the series. So that special possibly might give us an idea of the direction of what the series will go in. And I've got a feeling that the series, or season one at least, or whatever, is going to be either them as friends, maybe going on a quest, or kind of Sunny looking into the research of her dad and her parents. Kind of, because obviously there's a lot of artifacts in her house. I know her house was destroyed after the movie, and it kind of got rebuilt or whatever, possibly. So I think it did. But I'm kind of wondering if some of the artifacts survived, or whether she's kind of just going to go on a quest and kind of see if she can seek out anybody that might understand what her for her to understand her abilities, her new abilities, because obviously she's still an earth pony, but she has this. She can kind of like as a transformation, but it's kind of like an energy force more than anything. So she like energy wings and and horn and everything. So I don't know. I mean, I've got a feeling by the title alone, it's going to be something like that. I think where it's going to be kind of looking into the magic, getting used to their abilities, and maybe looking into it more, maybe their ancestry. I mean, I would love to see a little bit of, as it goes on, of them kind of looking into their ancestry, kind of maybe looking into um, Twilight. Maybe they come across the textbook or whatever, Twilight's diaries, journals or whatever, and they kind of like do research of that nature. And with the magic finally coming back, has any other magical beings come back? Because with the magic gone, there would have been no Discord, because he heavily was, well, he was a like a celestial being, which celestial beings are magic, pretty much made out of pure magic. So Discord probably would have been gone. So maybe Discord might come back now the magic's come back. With, as you said about Celestia and Luna, they are ancient beings, so they could still be around or was around. But how long? Like you said, that's another question I would like answered of how long has it been? How long has it actually been with no magic? Has it only been 50 years? Has it been 100 years? Has it been 1,000 years? But I don't know. Because there's been a big significant jump from the cityscape and the world changing so much. And there's obviously been a long time because everybody's terrified of each race at the beginning of the movie. When Izzy comes in for the first time, they're like, unicorn! And they're all just like freaking out. All the other earth ponies, whatever. So they're all freaking out. So they're all terrified, and there's this of all the there's this, yeah. So they would have taken time for all that to kind of happen, and for all the races again to become separated, and this mistrust between them. So maybe, I mean, I would like a bit of an answer to that of just how long it had been, has been since the magic left. Maybe they find that out. Um, I don't know, but that's something I would like answered at least.
Yeah, it it's very much, I think, the mystery of G5, because as you say, we don't know how long the time passage is. We don't know between, obviously, shall we say, Twilight, from say the end of G4 or to G5. We don't know the passage of time. Now, it would probably be safe to say that it's, I don't know, a few hundred years maybe.
Mm,
I know there's a lot of theories about the main five and how they could all be descendants of the main six in some way. I mean, there are elements of the main six and the main five. I mean, for example, with Hitch,
mm,
he appears to be a descendant of Fluttershy, as he has a natural affinity with animals. Um, I know there's theories that Sunny is potentially an ancestor of Twilight's.
mm,
There's obviously, it's pretty obvious that Izzy is descended from Pinkie Pie. So, there's definitely evidence. You just got to watch it in that way to see that the main five are possibly descended from the main six. Now,
mm,
this may seem a little bit kind of not dark, but a little bit sort of not what you'd normally get for ponies, but it's something I'd love to see in G5. Now, obviously, I think part of the G5 series might be uncovering history, learning about the past, or basically learning about G4, but as past, as history. So I would love it if they ended up discovering Canterlot, but it was like a ruin. And you had the main five maybe exploring this ancient ruin of this ancient city, and maybe learning something about the past, learning about Celestia and Luna and the main six, and
or they come across Twilight's castle.
Yeah, exactly. So there's potential within G5 for them to explore the past, but perhaps not only exploring the past we know from G4, but exploring perhaps what happened later on.
Yeah.
What caused the split?
Yeah. That's what I said. Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think me and you are on the same page. I mean, I don't want to get my hopes up too much. I mean, it's probably because apparently someone commented after I'd finished the stream. Somebody commented, I don't know if it was Nico, somebody, one of the regulars, and said that apparently originally it was going to be a 25 episode series, season 1, but apparently it's been shortened to only 6 or 8 episodes. And that for me is a little bit concerning that they've kind of changed their mind on the duration of the series, of how many episodes.
The first season is potentially just 6 episodes.
Possibly. I mean, I've heard that they were going to go for a full-blown 25 episode season like we would have got for French Biz Magic. Now, I've not seen any of this mentioned in any of the articles I've mentioned. I don't know if it's just speculation or what. I'm hoping it is just speculation. Because before you came on, I was discussing this, thinking about it, and I am a bit concerned if that is true. Because with a season only being so many episodes, there's only so much development you can do. And within 25 minutes, there's only so much you can fit in. And obviously the specials, obviously, because what I spoke about yesterday, there's 2 specials. One's a Christmas special, and one's the one that kind of is the bridge gap from the movie to the series. So I'm thinking maybe if they are only, the season 1's only going to be 6 to 8 episodes or whatever, rather than 25, maybe they're going to focus or heavily utilize the specials. I don't know. I mean, I've not seen anything mentioned on Equestria Daily. There's been a lot of the main article announcements. How many, sorry?
23 episodes.
So that's confirmed?
Yeah, that's confirmed, 23 episodes.
Because somebody... Just a minute. We're getting some idiots in the chat at the minute. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it's just speculation. I can't remember if it was Nico that mentioned about it, or but it was a comment on yesterday's stream in the comment section. And but yeah, I'm a bit concerned if that is just speculation or if Netflix have changed their idea, because I don't know. I have not seen anything actually announced in regards to that, whether there's been a change of how many episodes per season. I know there's going to be more than one season. I think they've already confirmed there's going to be 2 seasons at least. And that's another thing. How many seasons of the stories are going to be? Because we've got 9 seasons for FIM. I can't see 9 seasons for G5, but I've got a feeling we'll get more than one movie, because with it being associated with Netflix, because Netflix have the streaming rights, and they're in collaboration with E1, which are producing the series and the movie. So I've got a feeling that maybe we might get multiple movies.
There is one thing that I'm kind of a little bit bugged about. It's the fact that the upcoming special and then the series, it's not going to be the same voice cast. That's sort of annoying me a bit, because I don't understand why they haven't had the same voice cast, because surely Netflix could afford to be on the same voice cast. So it's going to be a bit weird to have a different voice cast for the G5 when I'm sort of used to the voice cast from the G5 film.
Yeah. Same here. Before you came on, I'll just show you the comments from Nico. He's obviously was talking heavily about the recasting coming. So obviously, he's first said that the recasting, he could say that from a mile away, and he wasn't surprised. I'm not surprised either, really. And then he goes on to say about that it would have been good if Kimiko Glenn came back because she's not really that expensive, and she's also done a lot of animation work. And obviously, he hopes the new guys are good, which we all do. And then the last one, talking about this Pony Life 2.0, which is the Netflix miniseries, saying that because Nico has been very expressive about the animation style, not liking it, but I've got a feeling it is going to be G5 version of Pony Life, where they're only going to be 5-minute episodes. So there's not going to be much development in 5 minutes. So it's just going to be wacky bonus feature antics that's just going to go up on Hasbro's YouTube channel, and then they're going to go up on Netflix about a month after they've gone up on YouTube. So they're just bonus little things that are meant for preschool kids. So there's nothing really major in regards to that. But the same cast the same actors for this web series is also going to be the same cast for the main 5 for the main Netflix series as well. But apparently, before you came on, Sam was discussing which one was it? Let me get it up again. Forgotten the name. Can't bloody remember now. It was obviously Kimiko Glenn, obviously, but then let me get it. I'll get it. Where is it? Bloody hell. Here we go. Got it. Right, so yeah, the one I was on about, Anna Sani, who's going to be voicing Izzy. That actress, should I say, she apparently voiced a character, done some voice work in Pony Life for a film. So she does have some sort of connection to MLP in that way. But of course, me and you are massively familiar with Pony Life. I mean, I've only watched the first 2 episodes, and I just never watched any more.
Yeah,
so
I don't know, into it, so
I don't know which character she played in Pony Life, because I know that I think majority of the main cast returned to voice the main characters. I think it was still Ashley Ball and everyone, but I think it was a different actress for Twilight. So I don't know if Anna whatever maybe voiced Twilight, but they sounded pretty damn similar. So I think with this voice cast, I mean, like I say, these names, just to read them off: Sunny, Jenna Warren, never heard of her. Pip, AJ Bridle, never heard of her. And then Zip, Matreyi Ramakrishnan, never heard of her. Izzy, Anasani, and then Hitch, JJ Gerber. Looking on their Instagram accounts, I literally looked each of these up. When you click their names, it brings up their actual Instagram accounts. And then when I was looking at their pictures and everything, they are incredibly young. They are pretty much up and coming talent, pretty much. And when you look at their IMDb background, they've not really done much in animation. They've maybe voiced a couple of characters in some cartoons, but they're not vast in their voice work. So obviously they're more on screen. They've done a lot more on screen stuff. But yeah, so I'm just looking at Jenna now. Jenna Warren is playing Sunny. I've absolutely no idea who she is, but she is very young. She is quite young. And same with the rest of them. So a lot of them, I think, are very up and coming new talent, which I've got no problem with. And Netflix are very much about promoting kind of like new talent. And also they are more into multinational castings and stuff as well. So, you know, which I've got nothing wrong with that at all. But but the voice, I think it was Zip. I think it was the voice actress for Zip is obviously kind of an Indian actress. But again, all I care about is that if their delivery and their talent is good enough. End of the day, we're talking about My Little Pony here, but I'm just hoping that they can at least match a little bit of the energy that we got from the movie cast. That because, like, I mean, recastings happen all the time between.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, you get a movie, you always are going to get big names to voice the characters, but then if you get a follow-up series, it's like Hotel Transylvania, for instance. Here's another prime example. Hotel Transylvania, the movies, the all-star cast, you got all the big names voicing the characters. You get the Disney Channel series or the animated series, completely recast the characters. It's not the same. It's not the same cast at all. You can tell it isn't. But yeah, they are pretty damn similar. But you can tell there's a difference, but it's not dramatically different. You know, I mean, I've not watched much, but I'm just hoping that they embody the characters and they kind of try to match as close as they can. Because, like I say, my favourite is Izzy. And my concern is, I know your favourite is obviously Sunny, but I mean, you will be more concerned about whether Sunny will sound good enough. And I'm
Well,
more
said about the entire cast, mate. Never mind just one character.
well, that's true, but for me, Kimiko Glenn made Izzy. I loved her energy, her innocence, and you know, like the way she just comes in for the festival, like, "Hi, new friend," and I'm just like, "I love you already," and you know, that was the first inclination, and I was like, "I love you already," and she's now my favorite character. Before even the movie came out, I loved her design, and so I'm just hoping. I'm hoping the whole cast across the board is good, but I'm equally hoping Izzy in the series is going to have the same energy, and she's going to sound at least a little bit like Kimiko Glenn did, where she's going to be like high-pitched cuteness. And then with Sunny, I mean, you know, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, Vanessa Hudgens, her voice is, you know, she did a good job voicing Sunny in the movie, but yeah, her voice is kind of normal, really. It's not. She didn't really put She didn't really put as much. She didn't really change her voice all that much. That was kind of just her natural voice for Sunny. So it might be easier for an actress to kind of imitate that, or it might be a bit more easier to kind of recast her part because end of the day, it's more just of a natural female voice that they're using, if that makes sense. But with Kimiko Glenn or with Izzy, it wasn't as natural. It was more high pitched. So I don't know. But with Hitch, again, I mean, Hitch was my second favorite character because I just thought he was funny. But for Hitch, I don't know who this guy is who's playing him. But again, it was James Marsden, I believe it was, for Hitch in the movie. And James Marsden, again, was just him. So it wasn't because, like, say if you've got like a big actor, I got like these well-known voice actors. Say Frank Welker, for instance, voiced one of the characters. Say if Hitch was voiced by Frank Welker, it would be kind of difficult to try and get another to recast Frank Welker because not many people can. Well, there'll be some really good. There will be some people out there that are just as good as Frank in some cases, but I mean, but what I'm saying is, some performances and what they do with their voices, depending on what the character who the character is, and what that kind of thing. Some characters will be a lot harder to recast, in my eyes, than others. But like I say, I don't want to read too much into it because I don't want to get too disheartened, or anything like that. But I'm excited. I'm intrigued. I'm hoping that this is just speculation I'm hearing in regards to the duration of season one's going to be shortened. I'm hoping that is bullshit. And whether because I want it to be a full-on season because I know
I can't see them, shortening it to barely a handful of episodes. Because the thing is, you have to be aware that the G5 film, My Little Pony New Generation, it was the #1 rated film on Netflix in something crazy like 65 countries or something. It was Netflix's biggest film for weeks. It really was very successful. So I can't see them dumbing down the first season to just 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Unless the 6 episodes are going to be an hour each. But I can't see that happening.
So how long's the duration of the episodes again?
22 minutes.
Oh, 22. I thought you said they were an hour each for a minute then. And I mean, obviously, the special is going to
be... The special that's coming out in May, that's 45 minutes.
Right.
Oh,
that's not normal.
It's believed to be 45 minutes. It could be an hour. It depends. But I reckon it's going to be 45 minutes minimum. But yeah, according to what I know, the series episodes are 22 minutes, which is about standard for an episode. It's just a case of waiting and seeing because it's a bit too early. There won't be any information on the series for a while. We'll probably get a bit more information on the special that's coming out in May, probably by this time in March. So within about the next 4 weeks, we'll very likely get some sort of information on what the special's going to be about. Probably be some sort of 30-second Netflix teaser. And then, we'll all sit down and watch it and have a big chinwag about it. But, yeah, I think it's going to be the start for G5, following the path. But I'm generally curious about the future because I don't want to know how they're going to link in G4 to G5 because they've technically already done it because we know the G4 ponies, are historically there. Sonny has little models of the G4 ponies. She was told about them by her dad, so they're a known thing. It's just a case of when did they fade away? When did unity, harmony, friendship all die out? What caused it to die out? Where did all the magic go? Etc. Those are the questions that we need to ask.
It is. I mean, like I say, I'm excited for the series. I'm really hoping, like you said, that it's going to be a full-on season. I mean, I know there's a bit of a trend with stuff at the moment, especially on like Netflix and Amazon. When you get an animated series, they are quite short in seasons. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a thing where it's a bit more bingeable with them being shorter. I don't know. But there has been a bit of a trend where you bring out something and they've been possibly max of 10 episodes per season. And I've been a bit annoyed by that. I get a bit pissed off that you have only 10 episodes, you get through them within maybe 2 days, depending, 2 or 3 days, and then you got to wait an entire year for more, and it's like 10 every time a season comes out. It's like, it's not a CD, it's not an album. I expect 10 songs on an album because that's usually the bare minimum, but not for a series. I want more than just a certain number. I want a full-on season. But you don't seem to be getting full seasons of stuff anymore, because it seems to be that everyone's behind this bullshit thing that nobody has attention anymore. Like, people's attention is easily interrupted when they're watching something. And I'm just like, well, not necessarily. Yeah, I mean, if the series is good enough, if the characters are good enough, if the world is good enough and interesting, then you are going to engage people. It's all about engaging the audience. And some people kind of don't seem to understand that. If quality stuff, good voice acting, good performances, interesting interesting characters, interesting world, interesting everything about it. If you develop a really interesting concept, then you are going to draw attention and people are going to be gripped. It's all about gripping an audience. And that's what the movie did so well for A New Generation, for G5 movie. It captivated kids. It was the #1 kids movie on Netflix in multiple different countries and territories around the world that have Netflix. And yeah, so that just shows that they did do a good job. They did a competent job. A lot of the hardcore Friendship is Magic fans that were very on the fence about G5, and especially on the fence with Netflix being involved. But I'm just saying, Netflix are on point with animation, except for Transformers Kingdom, but that's a different thing. But they are pretty much on top with animation. I've been watching today. I've watched the first 6 episodes of the Cuphead show on Netflix, and I absolutely goddamn love it. Never played the game, but I absolutely love that because it's the animation style's like old Disney Steamboat Willie kind of look, where that kind of art style, and I absolutely love it. They're only 15-minute episodes, but God, they're so good. But yeah, their animation's been great for quite a few years. The original stuff, like, I just love all of it. I love quite a lot of it. But so they are very much they are good when it comes to animation. Netflix. I've got no problems when it comes to animation, and they are very experimental compared to, say, someone like Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon, where they kind of stick to a strategy. They kind of stick to a certain way of doing things. But what I like about Netflix is a lot of the animated stuff is quite out there, quite broad, quite experimental, and in some cases trippy, very trippy. But yeah, so I kind of like it. I kind of like a lot of the animation we're getting from Netflix, and also we're getting we're getting a welcome back to 2D animation.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good to see what the future will bring, and what potentially might be happening in the long run. I mean, for the moment, I'm just anxious to wait and see what happens next. I mean, there's plans within G5 that hopefully will explain things. Yeah. I mean, I know. For just an example, one of the things that a lot of people are asking is, like, for example, who is Sunny's mother? When you don't know who her mother is. I know there's theories. There's a lot of fan theories, but one of the big theories, kind of like the fingers crossed it's true, is that it's Twilight. There's like a lot of theories that maybe it's Twilight.
Oh no! I mean, obviously, at the end of Friendship is Magic, the final episode, I don't think she had a significant other at that time, and I don't think she had a kid at that time. The only one out of the main characters that had a kid, I believe, was Pinkie
Yeah.
Pie. So, yeah, I mean, there was all in relationships except for Twilight, but there was only one kid, which was obviously Pinkie Pie. So who knows? Like I say, I mean, with Twilight, she is now a full-on Alicorn. She is the ruler. She was obviously the ruler of Equestria after Celestia and Luna. So she would definitely have a long lifespan. Like she was, like Celestia and Luna were over 1,000 years old. So, but what makes me think is that we don't know, like we were mentioning earlier, we just don't know how long the magic was gone for. And with that, has Twilight died? Did Twilight die? Because with the magic gone, did she recede back to being a normal Earth pony? And because obviously, cause that's what kind of happened with the rest of with when you see all of them, they just look like normal ponies. So obviously, you had Pegasi still, but yet they couldn't fly or anything, so they're all grounded pretty much. But yeah, when the magic came back, it kind of, I don't know, like a life force boost. So I don't know whether Twilight might have got with the magic gone if she was still alive when the magic was gone, unless maybe that's why the magic did go. Maybe Twilight passed away and there was no successor. I know that sounds dark, but if Twilight, I mean, obviously all of her friends would have been gone because they were just normal ponies. So they didn't have like the celestial kind of power boost like Twilight became with Twilight and Celestia and Luna, etc. So they naturally have a longer lifespan, and obviously dragons, Spike, he could still be alive. He'd be a lot older, but he could still be alive because he's a dragon. Discord, I keep bringing Discord up, but with the magic gone, could have he maybe just been trapped in his dimension? He could easily come back because that's the type of character he is. You think he's dead and he comes back, or you think he's kind of, he got imprisoned for 1,000 years and as a statue, and he gets brought out again and like nothing happened. So it just makes me wonder. Hey, Nico's back. Hey Sam, what are your thoughts on the new G5 updates? So we have already kind of gone over this, but obviously he's only just come back. So do you want to just go over it again, Sam, for Nico?
Well, hello, Nico. I hope you're doing well, mate. Yeah, but in answer to your question regarding the G5 updates, I'm waiting. I'm excited for them, obviously. I'm waiting for. I'm waiting to see what's in store, what the special is going to be about. I mean, I'm interested that the special, obviously titled, I believe it is Make Your Mark.
Yep.
I'm curious exactly what that refers to. Is it dealing with the main five, perhaps going out and spreading friendship, trying to spread unity, trying to connect the races again? Is it referencing cutie marks, perhaps? Perhaps it might go into details about why, if in the G5 they only have one cutie mark to the two. I'm generally quite interested for the special because I believe it will set up the G5 series, which is coming in September. Obviously, we've got this 2D mini series coming on YouTube. We've got the G5 comics starting up soon. So G5 is really going to get kick started this year. And I think we're going to have a lot of things to see, a lot of things to talk about. It also just occurred to me that I haven't looked into how G5 is impacting the fan fiction community, because I have no idea. I'm assuming there are G5 fan fictions, but I don't know. I've not looked into that. So that's something I should look into. But yeah, I'm quite interested in the upcoming special because it's going to be good to see the main five again. I do have some concerns over the fact that they are recasting the voice actors, because I really like the voice actors for the film. The way I look at it is, come on Netflix, you could easily afford to have the voice cast come back. Not like you don't have the money,
Yeah.
but obviously I'm willing to let them have a go. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having another group of voice actors do it, but I just hope they can do as good a job as the voice actors did in the film. But yeah, we'll know in May, because obviously that's when the special's out, and we'll be able to make a judgment on call on that and see how that goes. But I am quite happy to see that G5 is starting to get kick-started. We're starting to see development, and later this year we'll really get into the G5 spirit and see how it goes. Also, what I'm looking forward to if I go, because well, we'll see what happens. But I'm hoping to go to PonyCon again this year. Nolsey, you've got to get to PonyCon, mate. Because me and Lawrence have been twice, and you so far have not been able to ever make it.
I know.
But I want to go back to UK PonyCon this year, and since I believe I think it's November. No, sorry, October. It's October this year. I'd love to go again, and I'd love to see by that point how the G5 has impacted the fan base. Because last year when I went to PonyCon, I ended up having a conversation with one of their sort of volunteer committee members, and he basically said that their admittance, their attendance, their attendance for 2021 PonyCon. It wasn't as big as it normally would be, but we all know the reasons why. But there was loads of people there that were new, that had never been to a PonyCon, never even really been into My Little Pony, and they were there because of the G5 film. There were loads of people in attendance for the first time because they'd seen the film on Netflix, loved it, and then ended up discovering there was an entire fan base for ponies, and then they just ended up going there. So I can see G5 increasing the fan base hugely within the next 2 years. So we'll just see what happens. But I'm excited, mate. I'm excited, and we'll see what happens, and we'll bring more content. I mean. Me and John, we are trying to be more active on the channel. It's just, life gets in the way. And at the moment, this G5 information is the first bit of information we've had for ages. So, obviously we're discussing that, and hopefully in the next few weeks we'll have more to see, more to discuss. I have got stuff that I want to do for this channel, but it is just a case of having the time and finding the time to do it. But again, like I say, it's just life.
It is. I mean, end of the day, we have commitments outside of the channel. I mean, like I say, I mean, we did kind of like, there was a big chunk between for a while. It was a good. I think we went silent for about 2 or 3 months between the last from the movie coming out and a lot of the stuff like post the movie, was reacting to it and talking about it, to when we finally came back. I think it was like a good 2 or 3 months silence, except for the odd video here and there. But this is the first time really since the movie that we've had such an influx of information come out. And it was all thanks to a little, I think a lot of the information came out of a 20-minute panel that was put on. I don't know if it was through E1 themselves, like a little 20-minute panel that was possibly to the media or something. And a lot of this information came out from that, where we finally got title for the series. We're getting 2 animated series coming out, an airing time or streaming date. and also all that kind of jazz, and all these specials. So and all that. So I think within the next month or so, I think we're going to get a lot of stuff because there's going to be other events. I don't know whether it's going to be this weekend or next week. I think there's going to be an investor day for Hasbro. So we might maybe get some more information at the Investors Day thing because I know we got the information, the early information for the movie at the Investors Day last year, February last year. So we might get some more information within the next week in regards to any more information in regards because obviously we've got a lot. We've got a lot within the last 48 hours, within the last 2 days. So coming into the second day now. We've had a lot of information. We've got the new cast announced. I mean, we were waiting so long for the cast for the movie last year, and we were like, who the hell's playing these characters? Obviously, there must be some voicing going on. Who's voicing the characters? And it took them so long to unveil the casting last year. And it took them so, trying to get some clarification last year was so difficult. Everything was all speculated to the point of when we finally got some clarification. And I know they did that on purpose because of how things went wrong for the Freshman Magic movie, where certain things got leaked. And obviously the movie got leaked it was a German source, I believe, that leaked the movie. And that kind of messed up its box office revenue.
Well,
so I think they've been a lot more purposely with this movie, a lot more careful, which is a good thing.
I think as well, releasing it on Netflix to pretty much a worldwide release on the same day helped a lot as well. I know it had a limited run in cinemas in Russia and somewhere else. I think. It might have been Taiwan, I think.
I don't know if Russia. I think Russia does have Netflix, but I think they managed to get. I think they managed to just get like a limited run. But I mean, it like I said before you came on, Sam. It was originally going to be a theatrical release anyway, but because of the pandemic, and Hasbro managed to beat HBO Max for the streaming rights. But they are obviously actively working on the foreseeable future with alongside E1 and Hasbro to bring us this. So Netflix are massively involved in the whole process. So yeah, but anyway, see, continue, Sam. You kind of put it in there.
Well, with I completely lost my train of thought now.
I can't remember what you said either.
No, it's completely gone out of my head. No,
you were talking about the limited run in Russia.
Oh yeah, so the limited run in Russia and I think it was Taiwan. That made about 1.5 million altogether.
There might have been China, because I know China. I think China, they don't have Netflix.
No, they don't. No.
I think nearly every country and territory have Netflix, but except for about
like China and North Korea. I think like the only two places.
Obviously, North Korea don't. China, I don't think, because they're very censored. And then I think I don't know. I can't remember now. But I think there's maybe about 3 or 4 countries that don't have Netflix, but majority of the world do.
Taiwan, I don't know. I don't think they do.
Let me have a look.
But anyway, so the point I'm trying to make here is with the G4 film, the fact they staggered the releases and they had the German leak, it did kind of hurt it. I know there were quite a few people who ultimately just watched it through the leak because a lot of people either weren't getting it released in their country or they were having to wait months for it to be released. So a lot of people didn't want to wait that long, so they just went ahead and watched the leak. I mean, UK-wise, I believe we were the 3rd country to get the release. And obviously, me and you, we saw that film like 3 times in the cinema.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I'd actually like to see the G5 film in the cinema. But yeah, but I think the way they did the G5 film, the release date, it worked. It kept it nicely covered for people.
Pretty much the entire world has got it, except for I think 2 countries, which I think is obviously China and yeah. Literally, I'm just looking at the map, and the entire world's got Netflix except for 2 black spots on the map on the planet globe. So apparently,
Imagine North Korea and China.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's I think Netflix is available in 190 countries.
Wow.
And they managed to expand that over 7 years.
Netflix have basically conquered the world.
I think Japan's had it for about. Japan's one of the newer countries that have only just got Netflix. I think they've had Netflix for the past. I think Netflix has been available in Japan for about 5 years, because I think maybe a bit longer, because obviously they started. They did the Japanese dub for film, didn't they? So I think around about. I think just before Friendship is Magic finished, they. I think that's when Netflix was available in Japan, because obviously they did that on purpose because they could get a lot of Asian programs on there.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot. There's obviously South Korean. There's a lot of South Korean stuff on there, and there's also a lot of Japanese dramas and movies on there as well. A lot of them all Netflix originals. I mean, I love the South Korean horror stuff. Is brilliant on Netflix.
Oh yeah, there's some good stuff on there. Well, I think Netflix was a good way to go, because it obviously allegedly keeps it worldwide, and it keeps it within a stable release.
And it's a lot harder for a leak to happen, because I think a lot of their drivers is encrypted. It's actually a lot harder for you to get a torrent, because a lot of these leaks go through a torrent, don't they? So I think it's a lot harder for it to do it. I mean, obviously, some people that are really good at what they do will probably easily get hold of it if they wanted to. But I think it was a good move. It was a good move on Hasbro's part and E1's part to partner up with Netflix, because obviously they had to stream it. They had to. Obviously, this movie they've been working on it for about. I think they've been working on this movie for about 4 or 5 years. I think they started working on this not long after the 2017 film. So I think they've been working on like a concept, because obviously they originally were going to do I think, because I had speculation they were going to do a second Friendship is Magic film, because it did do fairly well. It did better. It did really well domestically, but it didn't do very well box office wise. I think they only just got a little bit of profit from the box office because obviously how damning the leak was. Because a lot of fans were, for some reason, end of the day, each to their own, but there was a lot of fans that preferred to watch it at home illegally than going to see it at the cinema. There was I don't know why that was, but at the time there was some fans that were, for whatever reason, maybe maybe not very good socially or whatever, but they a lot of the people just
more likely that they just didn't want to go to see it, as they were a bit worried about.
That they didn't want to be seen as a brony or whatever. Yeah. I can understand that.
I mean, me and you, we saw it 3 times and we never had any issues. But then, I mean, each time we saw it, there was barely anybody in the cinema anyway.
No. I remember one of the showings I went to, there was like I think there was like a mum with her daughter or whatever, or a couple of little kids. And I noticed her looking up at us at one point. Kind of a couple of times she kind of glanced over at us, and I just looked at her and I was just like, yeah. No different to watching a Disney movie, love. You know, end of the
When it
day,
came to it, mate, I would have just said that I was your carer, and I was just basically taking you out for the day.
yeah, I'm special.
Can't you see, madame? My charge here has got a massive head. He's got I look after him during the day. I really wanted to go and see the ponies. It's all he's been talking about. He won't remember any of the film, like, because he's got a 2-second memory, but I've got to look after him, you know. I do it out of the good of my heart. I'm not doing it because I get paid, you know. But yeah, that was quite amusing. It did amuse me the way she kept glaring at us throughout the film.
Yeah.
Seriously, come on. What else was on that day? Pretty much nothing.
Pretty much. Yeah. I think that was literally the only thing that was interesting at the time. But yeah, so I mean, it would be nice if they maybe do consider giving it a theatrical run, because not everybody have Netflix. There are some people that do not have a Netflix account, for whatever reason. Maybe they've got really bad, poor connection, which there are some areas in the UK and also possibly in America and other countries that have dead zones, or slow zones, whatever you want to call it. And they don't have a good enough connection to be able to get a service like Disney Plus or whatever. Because Disney Plus, you do need a fairly decent connection for that to work, and the same for Netflix, because everything's in really high quality. And obviously, more high quality it is, you need more streaming power. So I generally think, for me, I mean, it would be nice to just get like a limited run in the cinemas, even though it's been out now for, well, not quite a year, but it's been out for a while, available on Netflix, and it's been viewed about 80 countries around the world that have Netflix. It was number one. So that's quite a big margin out of how many countries and territories that have Netflix available in their country. So it did very well for the service. And I generally think it would be nice if it did happen to get a. I mean, there's not any information about a physical release yet either. I mean, I'm wondering if we might get some information of a physical release where it's going to get a Blu-ray, for collectors to have. I mean, end of the day, I know it's available on. It's a Netflix original, so it will probably get deleted for a long while, but they do eventually get rid of stuff because to make space. Usually, their Netflix original stuff is fine. It's usually stuff that's been out for a few years, and stuff that isn't really associated with Netflix in any way. That stuff is more prone to get deleted or moved. But with it being a Netflix original movie, as it's kind of stated, it will kind of be saved for deletion. But I mean, it would be nice if, because with them working alongside E1 and also Hasbro, now that they have this big contract agreement, streaming agreement with E1 and Hasbro, it would be nice if they could get the entirety of MLP, French with Magic, on there as well, like the whole thing, all 9 seasons, and then we can finally get season 8 and 9 on physical DVD, please. But I don't know what's going on, mate. I really don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I would like. There needs to be a physical release, I think, for if they're not going to bring it out as a limited run in cinemas, a new generation movie, at least give it a physical Blu-ray or DVD release so that people can own it that maybe don't have Netflix. Because at the end of the day, you've got families with young kids. Maybe money's tight because kids are expensive. So that maybe if money's tight, maybe they don't have Netflix. But if they've got it on a physical media, then those families, those people that maybe don't have a very good connection, they can get hold of it. Or whatever reason it is that they don't have Netflix. It makes sense to have a domestic release for everything. It makes sense. I mean, yeah. I mean, and a lot of people are downloading stuff now. But again, physical is a thing. But I'm hoping they do a physical release. I mean, for all I know, maybe it's up for pre-order. I don't know, because there has been some stuff. Some Netflix original stuff has been released physically. There has been some stuff that has had a physical release. The only stuff that hasn't, I really want a complete season box set for Voltron Legendary Defender. That's been out for ages, and that's never had a physical release. So yeah, that's never been physically released. Some of the anime has. Some of the anime that Netflix was involved in or put money towards or whatever, produced or whatever, I don't know. They've been released physically. Some of the anime has been released physically, but who knows? Who knows? I'm open-minded to the idea of the movie getting a physical release, because at the end of the day, a lot of the fans will want to have something to add to the collection. I mean, I've got quite a good DVD collection for Friendship is Magic, and I've got all the Equestria Girl stuff. The only thing what's holding me back from finishing off Friendship is Magic is that the final 2 seasons haven't been released, so I don't see the point in buying any more of the box sets for Friendship is Magic until something's clarified and we get a green light for the final 2 seasons. I don't see the point in wasting any money on them until that happens.
Well, I can't find anything regarding a possible DVD release, so I guess
maybe there's a contractual thing. I mean, obviously, Netflix are mostly obviously for streaming, so I think E1 will be the ones that release it physically if they wanted to, because E1 do have a department that release stuff on home video or whatever, or physically. So I think if anybody does release it, it'd be E1 themselves. They probably might go through their department, maybe somebody that they work with, or Hasbro themselves, because I know Hasbro they work. I mean, obviously Hasbro had a contract with who was it? Who was they working with? Oh, I've forgotten the name of them. Shout Factory. Hasbro had a contract with Shout Factory, and they released all the MLP stuff for Friendship is Magic. Everything was released through Shout Factory. They also released all the Power Ranger box sets and the Transformers box sets. So everything major, even G.I. Joe, all that stuff was released through Shout Factory. So, but because for some reason the contract agreement has either finished, run out, or whatever, but ever since that happened, there's been no news. There's been nothing in regards to season 8 and 9 getting a physical release or anything. So I don't know whether, because I know this partnership with E1 that happened shortly after, or around about the same point when Shout Factory, the partnership with Shout Factory finished. So I've got a feeling that maybe E1 is their extension, Hasbro's extension, to get their animation out there. Even though E1 produce movies, they're a movie production company. They do animation. They also do live action stuff as well. They're a proper movie production company, like anything, like any other. So, but I do think E1 do have the means to release stuff physically as well. It's like Disney. Disney have they worked with. Is it Studio Canal or something? I can't remember now. But there was a company that worked alongside Disney that also distributed stuff, but they distributed the Studio Ghibli stuff because Disney dubbed. Disney out over them. You don't see Studio Ghibli or anything. You don't see Disney on any of the Ghibli English dub stuff. You don't see it on the packaging. But I think it's Studio Canal or someone or something Canal. So they're the ones that did the dub and also released the Studio Ghibli stuff physically. So, but like I say, all these companies have relationships with other people, other companies that can help them out with stuff. But ever since the partnership with Shout Factory finished with Hasbro, everything's slowed down. I know everything's going digitally, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe Hasbro figured out, yeah, they're still producing toys, because obviously that's what Hasbro are. They're a toy company, always have been. But maybe they've finished the idea of releasing a lot of their stuff physically, because the future's digital. Who knows? Maybe that they're trying to be a bullshit pioneer, trying to pave the way. Let's go digital. Even though I'm a person that prefers to have a physical thing in my hand, because I have this thing of what if something happens and I can't get access to something I bought digitally? What if it gets corrupted? What if I accidentally delete the damn thing and I can't get it back?
Well, realistically, you can't delete them. I mean, you buy something digitally, it's technically yours on a disk or on a disk drive or on a hard drive. It's on another server. The only way it can ever get deleted is if whoever owns it deletes it. This is sort of the danger of digital. I know it's a bit off topic. The problem with digital is, realistically, a film is only there digitally as long as whoever owns the rights allows it to be there. You know, it's the way with Netflix. Basically, Netflix only have films on there for as long as they've paid to have them on. So realistically, any film that you can buy digitally is only available to buy digitally as long as whoever owns the rights to the film says to Google, for example, yeah, you could have this on your digital database. But there's nothing to say that one day they could just go and say, right, Google, basically we're taking away the right for you to have this film. And then that film could just vanish. I mean, yeah, there'd probably be other ways to watch it and buy it, but Google would no longer have it. Even if you bought it, you would also lose it. Digital games is another example, you know. The IP, whoever owns the game, they can take it off a digital platform at any point.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there is a danger to digital stuff, and that is the fact that you could end up losing things, which is, yeah, I prefer good old hard copies myself, because they're physically there, they're not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. I mean, I know things are changing in the world of gaming. I understand where you say like a disc is literally just an activation code, which it is. I understand that. But even so, even if it is just an activation code on a disc, it's still something in my hand. And usually going into a game store and buying the game physically is cheaper than buying it on digital service, especially for someone like me who's a PlayStation user.
It's not much cheaper these days, mate. Besides, the way things are going, mate, in about 10 years' time, there will be no physical games. They will be all digital in about 10 years. It's just the way it's going. I guarantee you, 10 years from now, I'd be very surprised if you can physically buy games on disc.
Well, there is a theory that the PS5 is apparently going to be Sony's last disc drive system. Apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever comes out after the PlayStation 5, basically, it'll be purely digital. It will not be a physical disc console. Even going that way.
And then when that happens, you know what they're going to do? These companies, they're going to skyrocket the prices for the games, and they're going to everything's going to be microtransactioned out the fucking roof. You know what's going to happen. And I can't stand microtransactions in movies. That's why people hate EA. because EA, I mean, they fucked up a lot of their Star Wars games.
Yeah, but 90% of microtransactions are just reskins of stuff. If you really look at microtransactions, if you look at them, like, this is way off topic, but whatever. If you look at like Far Cry 6, I've been playing Far Cry 6 recently. If you look at all of Far Cry 6's microtransactions within the game, it's 90% skins. It's just giving you skins for different things. There might be the odd weapon that you can only get through microtransaction, but most of the weapons that are in microtransaction are just reskins of weapons you already have.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it depends how you look at it. Microtransactions can ruin a game, but at the same time they can't, because they could literally just be reskins. The biggest game at the moment, which has the biggest player count for microtransactions, and this game is completely free to install, doesn't cost a penny, is its name's gone straight out my head. I just completely forgot what the hell the game's called. Fortnite. No, it went straight out my head. Yeah, Fortnite.
Yeah.
Fortnite is the biggest transaction market on the planet. Fortnite's got 250 million plus subscribers.
And all of them are usually about 14-year-old kids playing it.
Some are younger, some are like 10. But the point is, it's got 250 million plus players, and the game is completely free. Practically all the base weapons are free, the base outfits, everything is free. But then it has a massive catalogue of basically microtransactions where you can buy everything from weapons, vehicles, outfits, character avatars, everything you can think of. And Fortnite is basically effectively a massive online catalogue.
Yeah.
The amount of money that Fortnite makers, the people behind Fortnite are billionaires now. And literally, when Fortnite was released, it was just a free-to-play,
Battle Royale.
Yeah, and it became so popular by the younger generation. I think
it was made in kind of like as a rival to Overwatch, I believe.
Yeah.
Because Overwatch is a similar thing where it was a fully online battle royale game, and microtransactions. Obviously, you had to buy the game, like you do everything, but everything else is kind of everything else like reskins and things like that you have to pay for. But Fortnite was kind of like this. Was kind of, I think, done as a rival to Overwatch, but I think Overwatch is gone now. I think there's still people playing it, but I think the buzz has kind of died down with that, and it's more all Fortnite. So Fortnite's kind of become the number one battle royale online game. Because the way it worked is that it was Overwatch was massive.
Fortnite's still very active. It has an average player count of, and give you a roughly 6 million. Wow. It's currently got about 73,000 people currently playing at the moment on it. But its average player count is there's an estimate of just under 7 million players on there, with an average of about 70,000 active every day. So it's still quite active, but when you compare it to Fortnite, which is a massive player count, huge. Fortnite currently has 3 million players active at the moment.
Wow.
That gives you an idea of how popular it is. If you speak about microtransactions and things, like we just look at Far Cry's things, I mean, aside from its DLC, which is obviously its expansion packs, which obviously you're always going to end up buying them, but they're only like £12. They're not exactly expensive. But then after that, you get like starter packs, which like there's a starter pack here which is like £20. And if you have a look at the starter pack, it's one outfit, one weapon, and you get 2,500 in-game credits. That's it. If you look at the in-game credits, which is 2,500 credits, that works out at roughly £20. So you spend £20 to get an outfit and one weapon, and in return you get effectively £20 back in game currency.
Yeah.
Which is usually how game microtransactions work. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. They're not really bothered with by a lot of people. People may complain about them, but very few people bother with them. Because you think about it, why would you spend £20 so you could just get an outfit and a weapon and 20 quid's worth of in-game credits, which might just cover you. I mean, if you had 20 quid's worth of in-game credits, let's see, what could that get you? That could get you another 20 quid's worth of in-game credits, which would cost you £17. So if you spent £17 but of your in-game credits on that, you would then just get the same amount back. But that's all you can buy for that much in-game credit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's just how it works. You know, in-game microtransactions are not really anything special. They are most of the time just ways to buy reskin stuff.
Holy shit. No, we just got something else just popped up in Equestria Daily, a brand new article. I'll pop it up so you can see it as well.
What we got? Anything interesting?
Just confirming how many episodes is going to be for Pony Life, the Tell Your Tale series.
70 episodes. Bloody hell. That's a lot of episodes.
So this has just come up. More details on My Little Pony, Tell Your Tale, released 70 episodes. So, right. Those bean mouths are going absolutely bombard us in April. According to Kids Screen, we will be getting a whopping 70 episodes in all. Though each one clocks in at 5 minutes each, consider it more akin to those shorts they posted over the years of G5. From Good Morning Pinkie Pie to the claymation videos, it is a very early Pony Life G5. We've also found that it was produced by a company called Little Critter Workshop in Malaysia, with someone named Gretchen Mallory working as the head writer and story editor, and David Flack as creative producer. The toy lines tie directly into the series. Here's hoping it is a good bridge over to the fully fledged 3D series with the style we've come to love in September. So there's a new article, 70 episodes.
Oh, that's good.
It is good, but I'm still. I mean, like I said, it's only going to be 5 minute in length episodes, and like they said there, it looks like it's going to be the pre Pony Life. So like they did all these like little animated specials, different kind of like claymation and things like that. That was all done as a kind of promotional thing, really. So I've got a feeling this is possibly the start of something bigger. I think they're testing the waters. I generally think this is a tactic, testing the waters, where I generally think that this is kind of that they're just going to count. These are only going to be 5-minute episodes, so they're just going to. I mean, obviously they're going to be fully voiced because the voice cast for the main series on Netflix are also going to be voicing the same characters in this as well. So I mean, 70 episodes, 5 minutes. It kind of makes me wonder of such a big episode reach, even though 5 minutes you could probably get through quite a lot of those episodes pretty quickly. But obviously, it is aimed at preschoolers. You can definitely get the idea of that. The simplified animation style that is leaving a bit of a bad taste in some fans' mouths. I don't like the animation style. I don't like the simplistic version of those characters. They look like human characters with just pony features. It looks more of a very lazy animation style. But end of the day, I'm not completely pissed off by it. I am open-minded, but I'm just kind of thinking that maybe this could become something else. Maybe I think we might get. I mean, like with G4 for sorry. Look at a lot of the fan uproar when Equestria Girls was first announced. When that first Equestria Girls movie was announced, a lot of fans that obviously were fans of the series, the main series, Friendship is Magic, were like, "Oh, here we go. This is typical Hasbro, new toy line. Let's see if we can shit all over something that is so good." And a lot of people were very, very surprised by it. Yeah, the first Equestria Girl film it's good. I like it personally. Me and you like it, but
second one the best.
second one
is just the best out of all Equestria Girl films.
But it managed to captivate a lot of fans, and it started something. And Equestria Girls became just as popular as the pony side. And it expanded more on the characters, and it was interesting to see them in human form. And it was interesting and we got all these really great songs. Music came with it. So for me, I would love a G5 version of Equestria Girls. Something tells me that could happen. Because I know Netflix, they did put on, and I think they're still available, all the specials. The specials they did, is it Canterlot Tales or can't remember what it was now, but there was basically just really quick episodes, like 10 to 15 minute each. So I think all those are available still on Netflix. So I mean, who knows? The future seems bright. I'm more interested in the main series. That's obviously a continuation of the movie, but obviously this isn't really meant for us. I mean, end of the day, anybody can enjoy this. I mean, obviously you can tell it's aged. It's aimed at a very small demographic. It's preschoolers. It's anyone from about 3 or 4 up, and the 5 minutes. So it's just something to kind of say if the kids are being a little bit, I don't know, a bit loud, or you want to try and kind of finger their attention a little bit, and then I'll get them to sit down and relax a little bit because they've been a bit boisterous or whatever. And anyone can just get the phone, get YouTube up, and put a couple of episodes of that on, of these little pony creatures just doing silly stuff and funny things, like, acting daft for 5 minutes each episode. It will captivate them. It will, get their attention. So, end of the day, I have no problems with this series, even though it looks like it's a Pony Life 2.0. A lot of fans do not like Pony Life, but I'm not against it. At the end of the day, this is new generation. It's G5. Friendship is Magic went through different different versions based around those characters. Obviously, Pony Life left a bit of a bittersweet taste in some people's mouths, but end of the day, Equestria Girls was a version of it, did pretty damn well. introduced us to what is my second favorite character, Sunset Shimmer. So yeah, I mean, obviously, my one and only choice. Come on, Sam, say it. You know her name. You know she's 20% cool. And obviously the banners. Notice the banner is the same color. I didn't do that by choice. I did that on purpose. Same color, exactly the same color, Sam. It's not that weird purple color from a pony with I don't know much about. Anyway, but yeah, so but Sunset Shimmer. Oh yes, I love her. She's great. Um, but yeah, so yeah, I mean, anything else you want to add to that, Sam?
No, all good, mate.
Okay, so you don't anything more you want to say about this 70 episodes? What do you think?
Well, it's a hell of a lot of episodes.
Do you think this is going to be the start of something, or any theories in your mind?
Not really, to be honest. I think at least if they think it will just be a YouTube miniseries that will be its own thing. I don't think it'll connect into what's going to go on Netflix.
No, no, it's going to coincide somehow, but it's just going to be. I think in one of the other articles that I mentioned in this stream before you came on, I think it's just going to be more comedy based. It's just going to be a bit more simplified, just some funny antics for 5 minutes each episode. But the fact that there's going to be 70 episodes is kind of interesting. But like I say, with this new article, with them saying something like pre Pony Life, so I'm kind of thinking that maybe we might get a full fledged 10 to 15 minute web series, which what Equestria Girls became in the end. Because Equestria Girls, they did 10 to 15 minute episodes. Some of them were shorter. Some of them, obviously, some of them were just music videos, just extra songs. And then some of them were just like full on little episodes. And then there was these ones where they did where you could choose an outcome, interactive stories. So I'm kind of thinking, are they going to do something like that, but for G5? Like interactive stuff. I mean, obviously, they've still got the music side of it. With G5, you still got the music side of it. So might they bring into this like new original songs? Would they, that kind of thing? So might we get some new songs? Might they kind of do stuff with secondary characters? Will they kind of do like some little episodes where they spotlight secondary characters like they did in French Was Magic and Equestria Girls? Where they kind of did some things like, they finally give Flash his song, finally. And then they kind of like all these other characters where they kind of shone a light on a character that wasn't part of the main characters. So I don't know. I mean, there's potential for anything really with it. I mean, again, I'm not a big fan. Like Nico is very expressive on it. Not very happy with the animation style for this YouTube series. But end of the day, 5 minute episodes. That's not going to give you a lot of money for animation quality.
No, that's
and
true.
the fact is that it's not story driven in the same sense as the main series. Because obviously you can't get much development out of 5 minutes. It's literally just going to be some characters bouncing about, probably, I don't know, just really silly little stuff that's going to be more centered to kids, little kids, really little kids, like preschoolers, primary school kids, like that kind of age group. So that's what this is for. It's not really meant for us, the fans. The Bronies and Pegasisters, they are going to center the main Netflix series. That's going to be for us. But then you got to understand, it's a toy line. They're going to try to make all sorts of different variations to make new toys. because end of the day, that's what Hasbro do. And they're also going to try to. I know people don't like it when a franchise is milked. End of the day, it's a cash cow. My Little Pony's a cash cow. As much, whatever, if they can produce lots of merchandise, this is how Hasbro make their money. Is a lot of it's on merchandise, merchandising, making board games, making toys, making costumes, plushes, anything. You know what I mean? So there we go. So I'm not completely against this decision of this web series. But end of the day, I might check out a couple of episodes just to see what it's about. Maybe me and Sam will probably might kind of cover a couple of episodes and just what our thoughts are on it. Whether we're going to keep watching them or stop. That's our kind of that's my process, and no doubt Sam's probably similar. I mean, end of the day, everyone's got at least 5 or 10 minutes to spare. You can watch at least a couple of episodes in about 10 minutes, if you've got nothing else to do. So no harm done there. But I think we're definitely going to do some, when the main series starts, I mean, we'll have to do a stream with our post thoughts of the special, which we will definitely do that. And then when the series, I don't know whether to do a stream every week or leave it a couple of episodes and do a stream. I don't know how we're going to work that out yet, but I don't know what they're going to do with My Little Pony, whether the full season's going to go up all at once, or if they're going to do it as a weekly thing like they did with Friendship is Magic, where it was on a network, where the first, usually they did like a 2-part opener with Friendship is Magic. I don't know if they're going to do something like that again, or if they're going to kind of utilize the special as the opener for the series, which essentially it is. So I'm kind of thinking that these specials are going to utilize the 2-part special of the start of a series, and then the mid-season break. Because usually, I mean, I don't know how they're going to do it. I mean, I would like it as a weekly thing because it's something to look forward to every week. Because when me and you were watching the episodes every week for Friendship is Magic, we were like, "Oh, your episode for MLP! Yay! I'm gonna check that out when I go home."
Yeah,
So,
it will be good when the G5 series starts because it will give you something to watch. Well, I've got stuff I'm watching at the moment, but it'll be good to go back to ponies. But speaking of stuff like that, mate, there is something I wouldn't mind to do at some point. And me and you go back, watch the very first episode of G4 and really sort of just do our thoughts on it, like the very first episode, and just, go back to when it all started. We should do that sometime.
Yeah, sounds good to me. But yeah, I mean, what do you think, Sam? Would you prefer it to be a weekly, an episode every week, or would you prefer the full thing all at once so you can binge it, and then you've got to wait another year or whatever for another season?
I think I'd want it all at once.
Okay.
I don't know if they'll do it that way, though they might. Netflix tend to do that anyway. They tend to put an entire series on at once anyway.
They do and they don't, because Netflix are very. When a series comes out, some stuff's every week. I've noticed some of the stuff, if it's a series, if it's like a live action series or whatever, some stuff has been released weekly. Like they might maybe release the first 2 or 3 episodes, and then from then on it's every week. Or they might release so many, and then they release loads more again. Because I know this is going off topic again, but it's Shaman King, the new Shaman King that's on Netflix, the new anime. They've just basically that they released. I thought it was the entire first season, but they've released a shitload more episodes recently, as of 2022, and it's still season 1. So they're releasing them in blocks. They've released all of season 1 in blocks. So they released it. I think I don't know how many episodes. I think it was maybe about 15 or 20 episodes. I think it was quite a lot of episodes when it first came out, and then I noticed it says new episodes, and I thought, oh, is it a new season? No, it's still season one. It's just another big block of episodes that because I don't know whether I don't know whether it's finished. I don't know if the first season of Shaman King's finished in Japan, or if it's been done as a what do they call it? Is it similization? I can't remember what they call it. Where where it's been dubbed alongside Japan. Kind of, I can't remember what they call it. There's a term for it. So I don't know whether it's still airing in Japan and they're dubbing it alongside that. So they're kind of once a big block of episodes has been completed, they just put them straight up on Netflix. I don't know whether it's working out like that. But usually when something's a long-winded thing, it's kind of like the thing now with English dubbed stuff is nearly everything Funimation do at the moment. For instance, a lot of stuff they do for like Funimation, they dub it alongside the Japanese airing. So obviously, for legal reasons and agreement, it airs in Japan first. In the past, it would air in Japan, the entirety of it, and then possibly, for some cases, a year later, they'll pick it up for a dub. That's how it used to work. We used to have to wait ages for an English dub translation for something. But the way technology's gone now, and the way times have changed, to try and get anime out there a lot quicker and it's more easier, is that they dub it alongside the scheduling.
Yeah.
So basically, when an anime when an anime project in Japan is announced, then I think the company or whoever wants to dub it gets involved, and then they basically dub it alongside Japan at the same time, and then they release the dub and the series. When it comes to releasing that series, it's released at the same time, because there's some anime it's dubbed. It's some anime is a weekly stuff, like a long-winded series, say for Beyblade or Pokemon, for instance. I think Pokemon's dubbed. Pokemon's different, I think, because obviously there's a lot of changes from the Japanese show. I don't know whether they censor stuff anymore. I don't know, because I know that was Kids WB that did the original stuff, and they did this thing where obviously they censored a lot, and obviously a lot of characters' names are different as well. All that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of translation difference. So it will take a little bit longer for that process. But yeah, so who knows? But I think we've been talking for a lot longer than I was planning. But so a good 2.5 hours in. I think maybe if you wanted to wind it down, finish, because it's about midnight now. But yeah, so we've covered everything current on Equestria Daily that we wanted to talk about. Some articles that was released yesterday now, and then we've just found out the 2D YouTube series is going to be 70 episodes each. 70 episodes altogether, 5-minute duration each episode. So that's just been announced. And we've been discussing about the voice cast choices for the series, both series, our thoughts on that. So we've covered quite a lot in this. So yeah, we've covered quite a lot. So I'm going to definitely keep an eye on a lot over the weekend. I'm going to try and keep an eye on any more announcements, and then probably next week, probably I'll kind of keep a note of what's been said, and then probably do another one if anything more interesting's been announced, we'll probably try and do another stream. I mean, like I say, life does get in the way for both of us. We do have commitments. We do have work outside of everything. So we're not one of these. We're not one of these channels where we don't have to go to work. YouTube is our job. We're not that fortunate, unfortunately. But yeah. But don't worry, we're gonna be here. We're gonna try and follow a lot of the information releases, and then when it finally all comes out for us to enjoy and watch and view, we will definitely do some reactions to a lot of that. So I definitely want to do that. Any last words you want to say something before we go?
Thanks for everybody who's watched and commented.
I think Sam's about to go to bed. But yeah, so yeah, thank you very much to Nico, just Nico, that joined us in the chat. And to everybody else that's been viewing, I have noticed we have been spiking in views throughout the duration of the stream. I've no idea who they were. So, but anyway, thank you to anyone that's at least just jumped in to say hello. I know we've had a lot of idiots. What is this thing? Vomred, FYI. What the fuck is this shite that people are commenting?
I've looked it up. It's some sort of troll spam.
Trolls.
It's going around YouTube on live streams and stuff.
Yeah, I know. It's annoying, but I've noticed that's basically that's all. Yeah.
They're all bots.
Oh, of course they are. It's easy to know that. But anyway, so that's going to be it for today. So thank you very much. This has definitely been longer than I was ever planning. I was only going to do it for a max of an hour tonight. But thanks to Sam for joining me at last minute. But yeah, thank you very much for all the support on the channel. Thank you very much indeed for the love, especially yesterday's stream. It did really quite well. It's last time I checked, it's 88 views in just 24 hours, which is pretty damn good. So it's finally getting, we're finally getting a bit more of that exposure back that we were having when we were talking about a lot of the news with the movie. So it looks like that interest, people trying to find information out, is coming back a bit. I know a lot of other YouTubers and a lot of other people on YouTube that are part of the fan base have been talking about all the same stuff I've been talking about, or we are now. So we're not the only ones, but it's encouraging that we're getting some love, getting noticed, which is nice. But thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed. I know this has been long, but once this is no longer live, you can watch it back if you wish. I mean, a lot of the major stuff that I wanted to talk about, I covered that within the first 30 minutes of the stream. But obviously, after that, we've kind of just been getting Sam's thoughts and everything, and we finally got a little bit more information just like 10 minutes ago. But anyway, so thank you. Stay awesome, everybody, and hopefully we'll be back very soon with another stream, or maybe Sam wants to do any videos talking about things. Then yeah, that invitation is there, definitely. So yeah, thank you very much, and I bid you farewell for now.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Take care, and let's hope G5 has got some surprises in store for us all.
Yep, definitely. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye, knows it.